This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day.
We are about discerning spirits, discerning people. But the first port of call in the school of discernment is that a man can discern his God. Beyond what is said to you, you must be able to come beyond the layers of confessions and annunciations into handling the God behind. Can you discern him? That's the first thing. Now, this is not my emphasis, but the Lord will help me begin that way. That his divine power had given unto us all things that pertain to life and godliness. Now, your life is designed to be graded or to be calibrated into seasons and times. And God is saying everything you need for the seasons, for the times of your life, he will not give to you. He has given them to you. You are gifted already. And sometimes certain layers of your gifting will only find expression in strange times. Can you swim? A little. You will find out that you can swim well. When swimming, when it becomes a life and death issue, you'll find out that you already learned swimming. Now those little Olympic motions you saw was enough education to swim. You don't know. Can you jump a fence? You think no. May you not need to run. You'll find out that the gift is there, is lying dormant. But it was not designed to manifest until pressure was put on it. Because that great prince of the kingdom, Stephen, did not go to shining or glowing classes. It was not known in the company of his brethren that he had the ability to reflect light at that level. But when he looked up and then he beheld the Son of Man and the glory of God standing, he began to reflect. He became like Moses. Nobody knew he had that potential. When you get to heaven, ask Daniel. If when Daniel prayed to be delivered, it was after that fashion that he will hover around hungry lions for a while. And if you read the story, you find out that the lions did not lose their hunger. The divine only marketed Daniel to them as something that was outside their feeding menu. I know you like dried fish. Up that side, there's one pet store there that they used to sell ground fish with the bones, everything ground together. I still got some a couple of days ago. I don't have a dog, and I'm not the one that ate it anyway. I bought for somebody. That's what I'm saying. But when you smell it, it looks like dried fish, but because it's labeled dog food, your craving for dried fish cannot take you that far. It's a big bag, but it's only 1K. So you may be thinking it's cheap, but a trial will clear your mind. Because the fish may not be good fish. The dog has the ability to digest it. Is somebody getting my point? Because when they took him out and threw in those other guys, they had not landed before the lions became hungry again. It means those ones were numbered eatable. When the Hebrew boys, the 3 Hebrew boys, were to be thrown into the fire, they did not know that their commitment to God came with a potential of not being consumable in the flames. Because there was no antecedent to that experience. Well, let's leave it at that. If you read far, you know that there was an antecedent. Let me not share these things so that I won't send you on journeys of study. But there are patriarchs who have tasted fire because of their commitment to God. And so there were stories that the boys knew. When they said, our God is able to save us. But even if he decides not to. They were, for many years I preached saying that, but I read more. I know. And there were patriarchs who were thrown into the fire and survived. They were not the first ones. And one of them is one of the most decorated patriarchs in scriptures. Let's go on. So, but they left God to be God. They were saying that whether you repeat it with us or you don't, will not bow. And then they saw that their commitment also brought for them the reality that the patriarchs had. No matter how hard things become, in that sermon, Eyes of Understanding, he said to us that if things become very expensive, we will have more money, and so expect more money. You see, you don't even have faith. How can a God who spoke, what year was that? It was before 20, was it 2020? Or 19? 2020. And so if he spoke since 2020, when you were still using one big sachet of milk to drink garri 3 times. You know, that was the level of comfort. If he spoke from that time, then it means that he spoke that night because the utterances in that delivery were not rehearsed. I think it was Jerry that caught it. Is Jerry around? You are the one that caught that portion now. But I know it was in the house that we trimmed it. It was not Dami. Dami was not here that time. You said, okay, was Basit that caught it? Who caught show me your face? Okay. You know, so the words have gone forth. And he says if we don't have more money, then we'll experience more favor. I'm saying he said those things since year 2020. So he saw this day. But the assurance we have tonight is that all things that pertain to life, which is first natural, and then godliness, which is a divine existence, he hath given to us. So the Lord began to speak to me that there are structures. That's part of the all things. We have all kinds of structures of performance in God, but the emphasis is that there are structures of survival that God has given or gifted to the saints for advantage in tough seasons. The demarcation is already going on. And the only reason why a believer will fall on the other side is that you have not come into the acknowledgement of the things that he has gifted. I'm saying even if you woke up late, there are things that God has gifted to you that must be stirred in this season. You must search through your storehouse and find them and begin to live by them. That's the design. All of us have been gifted. All of us. There are general ones that have been gifted to men. I was saying to JD yesterday night, I said we need to pray for Nigeria. Because Nigerians have mastered how to suffer and be silent. We went from 195 to 235, 270. It hovered around 250 for a while, and then 270. And then after the 270, last day you brought one day, maybe for 3 something, 325, and then 500. He said, I still bought 580 today. And everybody is just buying or parking their car or trekking. Some people have revolted school fees now, but they will still pay. People will find a way, they will still pay. So I told JD, I'm not saying that people should roar, but how many of you went to church this morning? Raise your hand, raise it. Okay, that's awesome. How many of you prayed about the situation in the country this morning? That things should be better. You see, even Nigeria has entered church. Now, maybe you need to look back, Victor. How many of you pray? How many prayers were led in church today about, tempering the things that are happening in the nation? Raise your hand well. No, let them see your hand now because they saw the other hand. 1. Okay, that's another one. Is there another one at the back? 2. Okay, 3. But many people, they just told you God is faithful. You can survive it. I used a line yesterday. It's called equanimity. It's the ability to just acclimatize with anything that comes. One man came on TV yesterday and said even in Cameroon and Nigeria, they are buying fuel for more expensive. That fuel is already more than 1,000. That fuel is too cheap in Nigeria, a politician. So, Okibalone asked him, are you saying that we are going to 1,000? He said fuel is still too cheap here. We subsidize fuel for Niger Republic. Nigeria pays the money, then they now ship it out, and then another country is enjoying it. The rashness are defending oppression. But nobody's praying. All of our intercessors have grown wings. Their hopes died with an election. Because it was about the election. The new Nigeria will still come. And the last time I checked, God has not changed his mind. I know he changed it. I know I know INEC can change what God has told you. That you planned a 5.0 every semester, and they are graduating with 2.5. That's 50% of your plans. And you believe that 2.5 has altered the things that God said to you. Very soon I'll teach you about 2 sides of the will of God. I'll teach you what we call the sovereign will of God and the decreed will of God. You see, on the side of the sovereign will, go to sleep. It was the sovereign will that Jesus was aligning with in the Garden of Gethsemane, to say that there's nothing you can do about it. I know that what you will do. It has happened. That's what it means. So I can only align in time with what eternity has said, done, do. So nevertheless, not my will, my desires cannot tamper with that sovereign will. I know sometimes you don't want day to break because you want to sleep long. But our congregated wills is not strong enough. It has been locked in a protocol. And day will break. Should we try? Let all of us decide that day will not break tomorrow. Are we agreeing? The Bible has certain very bold utterances. And what I see here is the word all. All. They are general capacities for survival that all men can have. And that's why I went into the Nigerian story. Nigerians are resilient people. Maybe the most globally. May not happen. But if fuel becomes 1,000, is this same equanimous thing? People will just park cars and trek to where it's close by. Johnny Tabari Lona Lamalo. And we will continue. You don't believe. Because to have moved from 195 to 617 and there's no complaint. Calculate the balance, then throw it to 1,000.